And from third year we are. Let's together now explore how social and psychological dynamics varies within urban spaces. First of all, what is an urban space? Urban space refers to a physical space and a system within cities or town, including building infrastructure, public areas, and natural element. It is where human activities, cultural and built environment interact, shaping the quality of urban life and fostering social, economic, and environmental dynamics within the space. What is the importance of understanding psychological aesthetics and environmental cognition in shaping a better urban environment? Understanding psychological aesthetics and environmental cognition is crucial in designing spaces that can enhance human well-being and interaction. Uh, Understanding the psychological aesthetics can foster in not only making the space functional but also making it emotionally and psychologically supportive for the people that inhabit them. Mm, Now, what is psychological aesthetics? Psychological aesthetic refers to design elements such as color, shapes, textures, and patterns that interact with human psychology to evoke a sense of response and influence perception. It focuses on creating spaces that not only serves as functional areas but also connect to the people with a deeper emotional level, which can uplift and inspire and promote mental well-being within the people. How does this psychological aesthetics influence human emotion? Like if the spaces are have more natural elements like greenery, water features, open spaces, etc., it can reduce stress and promote a sense of relaxation within people. Whereas if a space is minimally cluttered and soothing, and it is like painted with soothing colors, that can enhance concentration and productivity within people, making it an ideal working space or study area. Aesthetically inviting public spaces such as plazas, parks, etc., encourages socialization, which can influence in increasing the community bonding within the people. If the area reflects local tradition and heritage, it fosters a sense of belonging within the people, as they can connect with that space in much deeper emotional level. And some examples for like such aesthetically pleasing urban spaces are Highline, New York, mm, Millennium Park, Chicago, Garden Cities, European town squares, etc. Now let's see how the patterns and activities differ in urban spaces. The time and space variation. How does time and space variation differ in spaces? During work hours, the central business districts, office zones will be highly active. During weekdays and during that peak activity hour, these area would be much more active and would have more footfall. Whereas during evening and weekends, as the people seek for leisure activities, public spaces such as park, malls, recreational areas would have an increased footfall. In the case of night hours, the environmental districts, the entertainment districts, transportation hubs remain much active, catering nightlife and the sense of service. In the case of spatial variation, a zone can be divided into like a space can be divided into three zones: commercial zone, residential area, and transportation. In the space of commercial, in the case of commercial zones, during business hours, it would be much dense, much active, densely packed, and more activity would be happening in the commercial zone during work hours or during office hours. In the case of residential area, it would be typically much more quieter during the weekdays, but during evening or the weekends, when communal activities rise, the residential area would be much more active. Whereas transportation, no, so it serves as a constant hotspot for movement and connectivity. But this area shows spike in activity during early morning, like morning time and uh, morning time and evening time, as people will be using using public transportation to reach their workspaces during the morning and return home during the evening. Now let's see the influence of demographics on spatial usage. In the case of age, playgrounds and recreational areas attract more children towards the particular space, whereas elderly population would gravitate towards scenic areas and more accessible spaces, which are much more calmer and the crowd would be much more less. In the case of profession, business professionals frequent like business professionals would be much more seen in the office zones, co-working spaces, and cafes, whereas artists may prefer creative hubs and studios. Like this, different people prefer different zones in a area. So, as an architect, it is upon us to design more flexible spaces, which is like multi-purpose, which can be used for multiple purpose and adapt to the varying needs of different groups and people that reside within that space. Now let's see the social and psychological issues in urban spaces. The common issues are isolation. Modern urban environment often limit opportunities of social interaction due to the poorly planned neighborhood and lack of communal spaces such as park, gathering, gathering areas, etc. Inequality. Unequal distribution of resources, infrastructure, and opportunities leads to socio-economic divides within the neighborhood. The next main thing is like mental health challenges. Stress, anxiety, and depression can stem from overcrowded, unsafe, or aesthetically unappealing spaces. What is the role of architecture in sorting out these common issues that is faced by the people? How can we sort out these problems as an architect? Fostering inclusivity. Thoughtful design ensures accessibility for all, including elderly people, children, differently abled individuals. It creates a space that promotes equality, such as affordable like equity. It creates a space that promotes equity, such as affordable housing and universal design principles, etc. And while we can integrate more the green spaces, calming aesthetics, and safe pedestrian zones, which would help in lowering the stress and promoting mental well-being within the people. Let's see some design strategies that can be used. Accessible public spaces, parks, plazas, and community centers could be designed in such a way that it can include it can include all ages of people, differently able people. No one is like everyone should be welcomed in that public space, so that it would like everyone would feel a sense of belonging in that space. For this, we can use ramps, pathways, signage, etc. To creating a car-free street and walkable areas to encourage human scale interaction, adding benches, greeneries, and light, enhancing the usability and safety of that space. We can plan the space more community focused by incorporating multi-purpose spaces such as libraries, sports areas, and cultural hubs that can bring people together. Now, let's talk about environmental cognition. Environmental cognition. Understanding what is the importance in understanding environmental cognition? How can we understand environmental cognition? People navigate cities based on how how they perceive and understand spaces, which directly affects their sense of comfort, safety, and belonging. Environmental cognition includes recognition of path, landmarks, edge, and zones which help individuals to orient themselves and form a mental map of that area. Poorly planned urban environment can lead to confusion, frustration, or even exclusion, while intuitive designs improve usability and accessibility for all. What is the importance of landmark, intuitive layout, and spatial hierarchy in designing a urban space? Landmark, iconic buildings, sculptures, and natural elements such as fountain, plaza serves as a visual reference point in making navigation much more easier and memorable. Intuitive layout, urban spaces designed with logical flow, wide pathways, clear signage, and visible transition between areas enhance the functionality and user experience within that area. Spatial hierarchy, organized layers of spaces, example public squares transition to semi-private courtyard to private areas, create a sense of order, defining how people should move, how people should interact in the city, where where do we belong, where should we not go to, etc. Okay, let's conclude everything together. As architects have a crucial role in shaping an urban environment, they are not that are not only functional but also emotionally enriching and community oriented. Our design should be well balanced with aesthetic, usability, and sustainability to create spaces where people feel safe, connected, inspired, and they would be at ease. By considering psychological factors and user needs, we can design cities that improve lives and foster stronger communities. So that's it. Thank you.